What's up, YouTube artists and aspiring artists? It's Mike here with Aerosotle Custom Spray Paint Art. Happy New Year. It's 2020. That means new art goals, a new game plan, and running into this year with everything we've got. I'm excited to grow as an artist with you all this year, enhance our collective skill set with spray paint art, and just keep on motoring with the channel. I'd love to have this channel hit 100,000 subs this year. That's a little pipe dream of mine. I want to make sure I can keep the consistency going in the channel, making sure I can keep churning some videos out for you guys, and finding new and different ways to make these videos, kind of mixing things up a little bit and trying new things. Those are my resolutions as an artist and a YouTuber for 2020. Let me know over on the subreddit what you guys are thinking and what your game plan is for 2020. As an artist, you know, your personal resolutions, those are good to have too. But as we're an art channel, that's what we're talking about. Head on over to our Aerosotle. Let me know what your New Year's resolution is as an artist and submit some of your work. That's what we're doing today. We're hitting up the Aerosotle subreddit, taking a look at what you guys have created. I always love looking at what you all are painting, and I love these videos every week. So let's dive right on in to today's viewer submission video. First up here, we have Dr. Pierre Chow with a forest painting for their office. This one looks a bit familiar. Very nice job on this one. I bet your office wall is going to look just that much better. Thanks for sharing. Dr. Pierre Chow with another submission. I love this one. This actually prompted me to go out and try to figure out how to make this rainbow for myself. Love Pink Floyd, love the aesthetic of Dark Side of the Moon. And this is a truly awesome execution. Fair warning, I'm going to take a crack at this one because I've always wanted to do this painting, and you gave me some inspiration. Thanks so much, Pierre Chow, the doctor. Approved. Next up, we have the legend Keith Davies coming in with another spray paint art piece. Love the colors in this one. You have a green and red contrasting sky, galaxy, nice little planet, and some terrain. Always a fan of your work, Keith. Thanks so much for sharing. Next up, Casper Spray Paint Art blew themselves away with their own art. Isn't that nice when that happens? I know that's a very common thing with spray paint art. Many of us are not as talented in the arts as we'd like to be. We've tried drawing, different mediums, things of that nature. And then you churn something out, you pull that planet stencil off and you look down. You get that thrilling feeling. That's my favorite part of spray paint art. I'm glad you're getting that same feeling. Really, really nice piece. I love the simplicity, I like the color fading, and the silhouette in the front. Wicked planet, great painting, approved. Slaphead Bog with a nice submission showcasing the Montana Crackle paint on canvas, trying that out for the first time. Gives us a little overview of that. You guys love this stuff, this crackle paint. I don't even know what it is. Modifier from Montana brand. I know this is super popular from sketch art and the borders of the kind of Disney characters he does. I really like this use of it. I want to watch this one more time here. I like how that color bleeds through. I think that looks really, really cool and really effective. I like this more than I like that typical just white crackle effect that you see on those kind of Disney character silhouette image inside of a silhouette paintings. I like that a lot more. Thanks for sharing. Ozzy coming in with a really nice vinyl record. If you guys don't know this, grab a vinyl record and go to town. It's just shiny enough. The ridge lines of the record themselves that contain the music get filled in with paint pretty easily, and you have a nice little creative canvas with a perfect little hole in the middle to hang it up almost immediately. Some records here behind me, and I definitely love painting on them. I have a similar one of Prince. I don't have it anymore. I think I sold it, but I had a similar design to this at one point. Yours looks way better than mine. You have kind of the face in the background with the galaxy. You got the doves, when doves cry, purple rain going on, all of that stuff. Really good execution, nice composition on this one. I had to do some digging, but I do have this Prince painting still. So that is my homage to Prince. Awesome execution. I love seeing the creative new ideas. Approved, Ozzy. Keith Davies coming in. We have another submission from Keith Davies, A City at Night. Loving the colors and your style as always. This one's from Fenrisian Sweatshop. I'm going to call you Fen from now on, if that's cool with you. Looks like they're sneaking in a last minute painting or the start of something before Christmas. Dropped its hammer. Really cool to see that excitement. You know, probably have family and stuff coming over, you still gotta paint. That was really common with me when I first started. I was absolutely like obsessed with spray paint art. Very cool. Hopefully you had an awesome holiday and hopefully you finished up that painting. Next up, Casper Spray Paint Art is sharing a custom painting requested from a friend of his for his mom's Christmas present. Most I've made off a single painting, a nice couple of planets, some mountainous terrain and clouds, and the phrase at the bottom says, "You mean the world to us all." Very nice. Awesome to hear that one of your friends wanted this as a gift for one of their family members. I hope you're gauging, you know, the success off the amount of enjoyment from your art and not necessarily off the money, but it's good to know you made a few pennies for the piggy bank on this one as well. Good stuff. Hopefully you made somebody's Christmas a little bit brighter with this one. Conceal comes in with Demon Galaxy on their very last poster board, finished 5 minutes ago. I love this painting. I love the galaxy in the background. It almost looks like a butterfly to me. You have to let me know in the comments if that's intentional. Really good shading, kind of vibrant backlighting on all of these planets, and this definitely gives a sense of style, and everything just kind of fits, even down to a nice clean little signature on there. Can't tell if that says 2019 or 2014. I'm gonna go with 2019. Make sure you guys sign your paintings as well. That's super important. Awesome one by Conceal. I'm slapping approved on that one for sure. Next up, we have a little video. Oh wait, that was my video. I'm not gonna bore you guys with it. I'm sure many of you have seen it already. I'm gonna fast forward to the end, just show you guys a little Christmas love. And wanted to share that with you guys. If you do want to own any of my artwork, including this one, I don't know if it's up on my Etsy shop yet, but I am making my way through stacks and stacks of artwork and trying to get some items up on the Etsy shop. So pop on over. Ranging in prices, most of the stuff's fairly affordable. I suppose that's all relative. But if you do want to show some love, send some love my way. If you want to send some love my way, that's probably the best way to do it. Alternatively, if you guys are fans of the channel, please know this stuff takes a lot of effort and energy. I'm thrilled to be doing it. The payoff for me is definitely seeing stuff like this subreddit, seeing you guys grow as artists. But if you want to just, you know, give a little extra back, Patreon's a good way to do that. Many of you are blossoming artists. There's even an option on Patreon for those new artists to get a little shout out and maybe boost their social media following. So head on over, see if there's something you can do. If not, check out Etsy. If not, just drop a like on the video. Appreciate all of you. Thanks so much for being part of my spray paint art journey. All right, we got another one from Conceal here. Canvas in progress. Haven't decided what next step will be. Guess I'll just screw it up from here on and the perspective will be effed up. Man, that sounds like negative. I know that feeling really well. I know what it's like to kind of be stuck with a painting and not know what's next. I don't even know if I fully recommend doing this. I do it from time to time when I'm feeling stuck. Feel free, and this took me like 30 seconds to rough up. Just drew like a little sketch. And you can write that right on your poster board. It can be a little bit of a roadmap for kind of where you want things placed. So if you're looking at a reference landscape picture online, you're looking at a scene out your backyard, something of that nature, sketch it out a little bit, just get the shapes. Get the shapes of where everything's supposed to go. It doesn't have to be fancy. It can be super, super rough, but this can be an easy way to play around before you actually put the paint onto the poster board. I know you're struggling. Here's the finished piece from Conceal. I dig it. You know, I don't have a ton of feedback on this one. I'd say maybe just having these clouds be a little bit more prominent in the sky, a little bit behind the mountains with a few of them coming in the front ground. And then I think just from this, maybe a little bit more of a colored definitive waterline. Only things I'd really change. Nice painting, and don't overthink it. You can always jump on to the next one. I know this one's on canvas, so that's like a little harder to eat if you're not thrilled with it. I like it. You should be proud. Next up from It's Canvas, tried some new things in this painting, waterfalls in the tree, etc., etc. Any tips, techniques on making waterfalls would be awesome. Recently did a top 10 spray paint art techniques you need to know video, and we cover some waterfalls in there. There's also another waterfall tutorial on the channel, so make sure to check it out. It's canvas. Don't mind the waterfall, don't mind the moon, the terrain. I gotta say, like, the image in it makes me feel a little uneasy. So it feels a little bit out of place with the portrait in there, but again, I don't know if this is for a gift for somebody or why this direction was taken. So, you know, keep jamming, keep playing around, and look forward to seeing your results in the future. Nice little cityscape from Pre, playing around with some buildings. Improvise with blues, they ran out of black. I can't tell you how many times that's happened to me. What do you think I should call it? Neon Nights. Conceal votes Neon Nights. I like it. It reminds me of Superman for some reason. But I know it's probably not true to the fodder of the comic books, but like Neon Nights it is. Nice painting. Got one here from Wiles Arts. Nice black and white piece. 2 months of progress on this one. If you guys are just checking out this video, stumbling across it, hit up the beginner tutorial series on this channel, subscribe, hit the like button, and this could be you in like 2 months from now. Thanks, Wiles. Nice painting. Nice little Star Wars scene with some Montana crackle. I've never played around with it. I think I'm going to avoid it. You guys all seem to love it, but I want to work some other things into my own style. I do like that galaxy one where it's kind of crackling the galaxy colors through the black. Wiles with a little work in progress action going on here. Not much snow on the ground wherever you live, so I'm certainly jealous of that. And not too sure if you provided us with a finished product, but nice to see everyone's work setup and workflow. Challenge for this week for the subreddit. We're all painting along together. I want to see what your workstation looks like. So submit a picture of that in our Aerosotle subreddit. I'd love to see how you guys are set up and what you're working with to create these wonderful worlds. Create the wonderful worlds of art. Wiles with the galaxy far, far away. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that is likely the painting that was a work in progress. Great job. Amazing planets, really subtle galaxy in the background. Sunburst is defying, you know, the physics of light a little bit. Maybe just try to put a little burst of white in that center to round it out so you can see kind of beyond that horizon line of the planet, and it's all just bright and washed out. Very, very minor nitpick. Your skill set looks pretty awesome and you have very clean, nice results. Keep those submissions coming. Definitely like to check it out. Conceal is tossing in a Doctor Who painting here. There's a second attempt at this coming up. Looks like really cool detail here on your stencil. That's got to be a multi-layer stencil. I'm just going to flash up really quick to the second version of it. I think a little bit more cleaner on the lettering on the stencil of this one, and a different color galaxy in the background. Cool concept, especially for those of you who are into Doctor Who. Keith Davies, another beautiful waterfall nighttime scene. Blue Waterfalls is the title. Artist Portico's coming in with a unicorn stencil, throwing some fantasy love onto his painting and sharing the result with us here on the subreddit. Conceal coming in with a triple moon with a few issues, but learning a lot from the mistakes. That's really the key. It's not about being perfect. It's about, you know, improvement over each painting. Sometimes completely blowing a painting and just taking something away from it so you can remember it next time and hopefully not make the same mistakes. I really like it. I think it's a unique idea and I like your execution. Happy Paintball throwing down their first canvas painting. Got some blues and reds for a nice contrast. I really like your water. I like how like the dark sides fade into it. And I would say you're gonna need a softer touch on this white shading. You really only want like a mist. If you get a definitive line, I think that's a little too much. And then you're gonna wanna start to really focus on shading the opposite sides of these. It tends to look just like a round sticker without that shaded edge. Still an effective painting, but I think you'd be able to make it pop even more if you slapped in some shading and just some subtle light focused highlights. That would be my tips, but thanks for joining the community and sharing your work, and I'm excited to see what you come up with next. Conceal, lots of submissions this week. A very cool stencil piece for his wife. Cutting stencils ain't that fun though. On to the next project. Really good job. I like the purple kind of texturized background. I don't know what the image is. I kind of get the vibe of those triple moons again, but I'm digging it. Cutting stencils is not fun. I would agree with you, especially if you're using like poster board and a hobby knife. I don't like that method. So I use this tool and this acetate film. Working on a little skyline today. I'm not painting, which is why I'm doing this video. because I'm lazy. I barely see it. Maybe I'll put it up against my body here. It's going to be a little skyline scene. It is a multi-layer stencil, so that one was easy. Then we get into this, which was not easy and not fun. And there's a third layer of this to deal with. It's not good, but this acetate film and the little soldering iron, I guess, works really, really good. So check that out. Might help you with your stencils, and I feel your pain. Thanks for sharing. Casper spray paint art with a stunning take on, sounds like from this post, someone else's idea. It's really prevalent in spray paint art. We're all kind of borrowing from each other. We all wind up painting sci-fi stuff and putting our own twists. I think that's kind of accepted practice. I've done it. I think you guys have done it. This looks great. Really, really vibrant. I like the rainbow galaxy in the background. And you got some killer planets, man. Very nice. Conceal with some dueling forces. This is cool crackle effect. I like this. It's less white than I normally see it, so I'm guessing you're going black on top of white and working it out. I like even the black border around Darth Vader and the battle of the Jedi and the dark side. Dueling forces, bittersweet feeling. Got to go on with my reno and the painting. And the painting has to be put on hold for a while. Will continue as soon as possible. I know who you are. You're the one who got trapped painting spray paint art mid-reno and took advantage of some available space to work on stuff. This is great. It's kind of fitting for your departure back to the renovation. You have, a bit of an internal struggle maybe. It's not too late to change the plan for the room. Maybe a studio. Hope you get back on your feet painting soon so I can keep up with your progress. I'm digging your style. Fen has some pretty good score from Hobbycraft. It looks like he got 30 quid worth of gear for a tenner. I love some good savings. And here's Fen's workspace. There we go. Let's start it off. I asked you guys to submit your workspaces earlier in today's video. So make like Fen and share that with me. I want to see how you guys are set up to do your art and your painting. Fen with a painting, smegged up the landscape, but dang, that green and blue is pretty. I really agree with you. You didn't mess up the landscape, the green and blue part. It's very, very nice. I like it. It kind of looks like it could be mountains below. It could even just be like flowing galaxy, nebula, space gas. I like it. It doesn't look out of place. It doesn't look awkward at all. Approved. Keith Davey is really finding his style with these beautiful skyline scenes. Keep those coming. Looks really good. Fen's finding a use for these I'm guessing useless coins. I don't know much about the UK currency. Those are some tiny little planets, so you're all set. Conceal has some separation anxiety with their own paintings, having people want to buy them, not sure if you want to part with them, not sure if you want to get rid of it. I'd say if you really love something, sure, keep it. But I will say this, as I look back on my artwork over the years, every year I've grown and got a bit better. And as I look further back, it's a good indicator of where I started. But I don't find myself loving my work down the road as much as I do when I paint it. You have photos of your art, so that's awesome. You have a wicked skill set, so you can recreate these paintings. If someone wants to buy them, sell it. But make sure you're getting a fair price for it. Make sure you're getting something you're comfortable with. If we're just talking poster board like this, unless you spent a ton of time in like a multi-layer stencil you're never going to use again, or it's a custom commission of a specific image, honestly, like 20 bucks. They probably take you pretty quick to paint. Pretty good return on investment for the supplies. I was structured in a way to sell one of these for like 20 and two of them for 30. Keep in mind that's in a live setting. As you get a bit more, ground or a bit more people interested in your stuff, play around with raising them. I now kind of just place things on, a scale of time and effort, amount of detail and surface area. It's not a set formula. This one is more than 20 bucks now on my Etsy store, so it's maybe a bad example. But if you're just starting out, 20 bucks in your pocket's pretty good. If you don't see the value in that, don't sell. Hold on to that thing, and maybe you're gonna make more in the future. Last bit of practice for Fen in 2019. Nice painting there. And Fen's submission of a spray paint art Bob Ross. Definitely digging the costume. I like the concept. Happy New Year to you, and watch out for this guy. He's got talent. So I think he does a lot of miniatures and model, like Warhammer painting and stuff like that. I definitely don't have the even steady hand to do something like that. But the spray paint art alone is pretty killer. Something about your planets, they remind me of Marcus Fusel a lot. Maybe it's like Valspar paint for the shading. Tell me in the comments below what your trick is. Don't know how long you've been painting, but I really, really like your style. I'm very excited to see how you grow. As a spray paint artist, I think you have a pretty good skill set going into this, so a lot of that stuff becomes transferable. Kicked quick, say that 10 times fast. Presents their piece Falling to us. I really like it. It's simple, effective, maybe a tiny bit of shading on the stencilized person, and that red planet looks perfect. Blue planet, just a little bit more shading, but this is a cool concept. It's unique, and I dig it quite a bit. Thanks so much for sharing. Approved. Jose San coming in, doing some amazing work. He's got kind of a split panel piece with some bright and vibrant planets. Thanks for sharing that. Bowden. This is sick. Each one of these galaxies just looks phenomenal. You have like the fire galaxy, the ice galaxy, and maybe the gas galaxy. I don't know what you title them, but incredible work, incredible attention to detail, and good job blending these galaxies together. Awesome. Approved. Pre submits a Star Wars painting titled The Standoff. They feel like they messed up using some cheap paint. First time doing clouds. What do you guys think? What could have done better besides the characters being all messed up? Now, you guys play along with me. When I look at this painting, I don't see any messed up characters. I'm sure if you zoomed in and looked super, super close up and you were looking for some issues, maybe you'll find them. That's true of any painting. Lesson and takeaway for today is don't self-depreciate your work. If someone says, oh, you're painting, let me see them, and you take them into your room and you show them your paintings, don't say they're not very good or, oh, it's still work in progress. Be proud of what you're working on. And don't be too hard on yourself. This is an awesome painting. So don't take away from how cool it is. We're going to be our biggest critics. Each of us ourselves are going to criticize ourselves probably the hardest. That's something you never overcome as an artist in my experience. I still paint something, I'm like, and then I upload it to you guys and you seem to be fans or you give me some positive words. That's all I'm going to do here. I'm going to give you some positive vibes. Good job, good composition. And you asked for advice, so I'm going to give you one piece of advice, and it's a bit anecdotal. Maybe the painting's still wet, but I'm guessing in this whole area, you just got too much paint. So you're going to have your sky in the background, probably some of it in there, the Death Star, which is clearly at least 2 layers, maybe 3 layers of stenciling. Then you have your terrain. Then you have your clouds, then terrain, then you have your characters. So if you think of that, that is a lot of paint starting to build up. You can still layer that many layers, but you want to do it with a very, very light touch and really work on not having too much of a thick result anytime you're going to put a stencil down. Maybe I'm not seeing this right, and maybe that's not valid advice, but that's the only thing I would say. Anytime you're going to toss a stencil, and just best practice in general, less is more, guys, with the paint. Save you a bit of money, save you a bit of hassle, and it'll definitely give you better results. Approved. Last up for this week is another one by Keith Davies. Goodbye, blue sky, and goodbye, fellow artists and aspiring artists. Hopefully you like checking out the community's artwork. I certainly did. You guys could be a part of the next video. It's as easy as heading on over to Reddit, joining it, and submitting. Slap a like on this video, subscribe down below, check out Etsy, check out Patreon, check out Reddit, and I'll see you guys again in a future spray paint art video.